What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another edition of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast, another Pay-Per-Viewpoint, which is originally it was going to be tied in with the hot tags, but we're not going to do it like that. Instead, we're going to focus entirely just on the hot tag, essentially, and combine it with another thing. It's time for WWE Day 1 coming up on this Saturday night. We are currently recording this at like 3:30 in the afternoon on the 29th. We're getting this out of the way ahead of time just to make it a little bit easier for the next couple of days. There's no need for us to do this on the day beforehand or something like that. And we know what we're going to talk about. We've talked about a lot of it already, and we're going to run down all the prediction stuff that we normally do here. We're going to preview you what all the matches are, at least what they currently are, because we don't know if things are going to change. But you should know how that all goes by now, and if you don't, you'll figure it out along the way. I am your host, as always, Tony Mango. Joining me, as always, you can hear him tapping away there, because you got Robert DeFelice.
Howdy. It's still Wednesday. I'm still working. Let's make this quick.
It is going to be a rather quick one in comparison. We also have Callum Wiggins, as always.
We've been down since day one pay-per-view-ish.
Sounds good.
I hate that they took all those day one-ish type of parody designs off my TeePublic and Redbubble. I had some good ones. I had New Day-ish. I had day two-ish, like different things. I keep taking them down. Not a fan. But obviously, we know what you guys have to say about all these things. Drop a comment below. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us your predictions. While you were there, click the like button, hit the share button, hit the thanks button, click the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Ring that little notification bell as well. In particular, that'll give you an email alert of when we go live on the post show for day one, because we are still going to do that Saturday night. So no reason why we shouldn't just do a normal pay-per-view post show, just the same as we do with all the other ones. It is still a pay-per-view after all, even though it's on January 1st, which is odd and everything. The big story to talk about here is that we don't know if this is the card that we're going to get, because WWE doesn't know. They're playing fast and loose with these COVID restrictions, where I saw a thing earlier today that I thought was funny. It was like, update from the CDC. They now say that you should quarantine on your 2 15-minute breaks at work. And it's like, this is all just sort of, I think the current thing is you have to quarantine for 5 days and then test negative twice on the 6th day or something. Is that how this is working?
Something like that. It's all fluid right now. We don't really know what's happening.
So there are people that are not guaranteed to be on here, and that could be major changes to this card. I don't think WWE is going to even hint at that until the last minute. I think that if there are changes, we're not even going to see them on Twitter. I fully expect if there are changes, they're going to announce them on the kickoff and try to breeze right past them. Just like, and originally Roman Reigns was scheduled to face Brock Lesnar. Today, Brock Lesnar is going to face Sami Zayn in another match again. Oh, look at that. It's a rematch from SmackDown. Isn't that great, everybody? Like that kind of thing. Just like that nervous kind of energy.
Stop.
Wait, I'm kind of putting it out in the universe.
They fired Tony Storm.
What? You got to be fucking kidding me.
No.
Let's have a look at this. Oh, I need to see this. Fightful has been informed that Tony Storm is gone from WWE.
Oh my god, what is going on? Why do we do these? Is there like a curse on that?
What the fuck?
How is Tony Storm gone? All right, this is the hot tags again. Fuck.
The way it's an odd way to word it as well, because he usually says it's been released, but he's actually saying like he's gone, like just got missing or something.
Fuck.
Oh, they lost her down the sofa or something.
Really, Tony Storm? You couldn't do something with Tony Storm? This girl had everything.
The only one question mark?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the first thing that he's put out. That's the first thing he's put out this minute. We could be in for something a bit fun here.
Christ. Not again. It's the 29th.
I mean, once we talk about day one, it feels like this is a day that has been repeating multiple times this past year.
Right.
So that's going to...
There's nothing on WWE.com. Well, there
won't be.
Well, yeah, of course they won't be. They don't do that anymore. They just let Sean do a little hard work for them.
That goes one of the matches that I thought could have been a replacement thing. Could have been Toni Storm having another match against Charlotte Flair. Didn't she just do an interview about how like everything's been going great again? God damn it, this fucking company.
Yeah, she just had that opportunity. This is what they do now. It's just like these people have title opportunities, then they lose, and they're out of the company.
Good lord.
Yay. Super exciting.
All right, you keep us informed on these, Rob. I'll be clicking along.
You stay on your other boss's feed. Keep us informed. We'll try and knock out the
go ahead and
whatever the shit is.
Oh god.
I thought that's Liv Morgan. Then if she loses another match to Becky Lynch, then that's going to be a bit of a bad sign.
Man, now I got to go through so many things and change. I hate that too. But that's okay. How do you fucking release Toni Storm? This girl's got everything that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Is it active sabotage? Is that what it is? Are they like literally? Did somebody say Vince McMahon it's opposite day or something?
Well, I don't want to again speak out of turn because we don't know what the whole circumstances is. I'm sure they'll become revealed in the next coming like weeks, months, whenever Toni gets a chance to talk about these things. But I know that she's engaged to the former CJ Parker, Juice Robinson, and obviously Juice works for New Japan primarily. Obviously, he does stuff with Impact as well when he comes over to the States, but maybe it's something to do with maybe they want to make sure their schedules are more close, or they want to live together going forward. And obviously, if that's the case, then it's either he'd have to go live in the States or she'd have to go live in Japan for a period of time. So I don't know. There might be multiple circumstances. Maybe she's the one that's requested her release. There are multiple ways, so we can't 100% judge the reason for it yet. But obviously, it's still a bizarre thing considering all the stuff that's been happening on TV recently.
Oh man.
Well, as much as things change, as things stay the same.
That's a big pie in the face, if I do say so myself.
Well,
you know what? I'm just gonna put out into the universe the article I was writing. Toni Storm talks main roster call up, says she hasn't gotten a good chance to know Vince McMahon yet. That's what I was writing.
Well, you're gonna have to change a little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toni Storm says she hasn't gotten a chance to meet Vince McMahon and won't, I guess. Well, there goes
Imagine that, like right at the end of the year, clearing some people out. If that is the case,
Christmas, you got a world title match on Christmas, like.
Maybe this is Nick Khan's like Christmas present to himself.
It really
couldn't go past without releasing someone.
It really does call into question. There has to be a reason why they pick these people, and like, I don't know. I hate to like put the conspiracy tinfoil hat on, but it's like, it almost seems like it's out of spite. At this point, they're releasing people specifically that seem like they are Triple H people. Like as if Nick Khan's going in there and going, hey, what do you think about Triple H? People are like, I think he's great. And they're like, hey, you're fucking fired. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's like these people that are getting released are definitively, I don't think anybody really has any arguments about, I mean, some of them, of course, are up for debate, but like most of these bigger names and stuff, almost everybody would agree that there's value to them, instead of it being like, all right, well, I could see that they got rid of like Zeta Ramir. Maybe people weren't super high on her or something, or you know, what's the ceiling that an Anthony Green is going to be in WWE? Okay, yeah, I could see Kurt Stallion not being the biggest fucking deal in the world, but like Toni Storm for years now is one of those. We can hang our hat on her being the future. She's got the mic skills. She's got the in-ring skills. She's good looking. She's young. What else are you looking for? You know?
Well, somebody who's a wild child of the 90s?
SmackDown's down to down to 8 women now, so that's good to see.
We'll see if that's down to 4 at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's always a chance. But we'll keep posted on that stuff. But we've got a
pay-per-view.
I got a pay-per-view to talk about that we don't know who's going to be competing on because of the COVID situation, and also because they might not be with the company in the next couple of hours as well. So let's try and get through it as we possibly can before it becomes like, by the time you post it, it's going to be out of date.
It probably will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least some of the matches that we know, this is the current card. Here's just the rundown. We got RK Bro against the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team titles. We got Drew McIntyre against Madcap Moss. Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's Championship against Liv Morgan. Edge against The Miz. Usos defending the SmackDown tag titles against the New Day again. Universal title match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And then we got a fatal 4-way. Big E, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Nothing announced for the kickoff. May or may not have an actual match. They, of course, don't give a shit because not only is it the kickoff, but they don't give a shit about the things that actually matter most of the time. We've talked about this as well. This is a one-segment show. This is entirely based off of what are they doing with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So a lot of the other things, what is there to talk about? So that's why we're going to just speed run through some of those things. For instance, RK Bro against the Street Profits. Match is going to be good. RK Bro is going to retain. They did more to set up Alpha Academy than Street Profits, so I don't know why they went in this direction, but there you go. That's the discussion point from my point of view.
Well,
I'm mad that we didn't get a promo about wanting the smoke, but I think RK Bro will retain in a very good match.
Yeah, the idea was that this was they were the winners of the RK Bro tournament. It was meant to happen a while ago, but then certain injuries kept them from having the finals match from a couple of weeks ago when they were supposed to have it, and so they had to plug in Alpha Academy for a little while instead. So that's kind of just them doing what they can with a bad situation, have the Street Profits win. Yeah, I'm sure this will be a fun match. I think RK Bro will win, which is a bit odd because I've kind of felt like the Street Profits would be the ones to take the titles off of them, but I don't think it will happen just yet. They still have a little while to go, but eventually they're going to have to drop it because if they're going to have that feud at WrestleMania, then they're going to have to break up eventually.
I hope it's not here. I like them.
I'm thinking they'll break up in February.
Yeah, I think February. I think they'll lose the titles in February after one of them.
One will eliminate the other at the Rumble. Yeah.
Do you think it'll be like an accidental or a purposeful thing?
I think Riddle will eliminate Orton after Orton tries to eliminate Riddle.
I think Orton will actually save Riddle and then get eliminated by Riddle. And they'll be like, sorry, bro. Remember himself, I'm going to win the title. And then Orton will get mad and,
I'm kind of leaning more towards the direction of like Orton will be like somebody will pick Orton up and Riddle will like bump into that person or like drop kick that person or whatever, and Orton will spill out while that person also gets eliminated, and Riddle will just kind of be like, oh fuck, like I meant to get that person out, not you, Randy. That kind of thing. Like, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. I don't think Street Profits are causing this split right now, at the very least. SmackDown tag titles. Usos and the New Day. I am just assuming this is another one of their good matches because these teams kick ass when they wrestle, but they've even fought each other like 3 times in the past month or something, so I'm not super duper hyped about it. It's going to be good. The Usos are routine.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit more up in the air about who wins because at the end of the day, these guys could probably just end up trading the titles multiple times over. And they have been pushing, especially Woods with the King gimmick, and the New Day have been beating the Usos pretty repeatedly. I think the likelihood is the Usos will retain, but it's kind of a flip the coin on this one.
I'm going New Day just because I think it's time. Give them another belt.
Are they like any belts away from records or anything? They had like the longest reign stuff and whatever. They might have the longest number of not the longest number, the most amount of title reigns or something.
I would assume that they have the number.
Yeah, I'm trying to count it up here. So let's see what they got on Wikipedia. Let's say they are They are 11-time tag team champions over both Raw and SmackDown.
All right, so it's not even like that. This one's the 10th or something, but fuck it, give it to them 6 more times.
They will tie the Dudleys
if they get another one.
Well, actually, no, because I guess the Dudleys only had 8, so yeah, they're...
Yeah, in WWE they only had 8, yeah.
Yeah, they've got it.
Nice.
And Edge has the record with 12, which I would assume Kofi will either tie or smash.
Kofi's well past that already.
Yeah,
Kofi's already got 11 with New Day, and he's got multiple other ones with R-Truth and Evan Bourne and
CM Punk.
Yeah. So,
let's see here. Kofi, championships and accomplishments. He's got...
he's a 14-time tag team champion.
Nice. Kofi Kingston, man. So many fucking records. Good job.
Underappreciated.
Very underappreciated. So we're kind of splitting the difference there a little bit. Some on the New Day, some on the WWE
Doesn't
side
really
of
matter,
things.
that one.
It'll bounce back and forth if they switch the titles.
They keep feuding, so it doesn't really matter because there's no one else to feud with.
So we're still trying to get more details about the Tony Storm thing. Sean's posted about that's why he worded it gone from WWE because he's not sure.
Yeah, because it's not a full release. So it's a full. It's like she's gone, but it's not like they cut her. Huh. We're not clear on that yet.
Curious. Here's a match that people would skip if it was on SmackDown, and they decided that it's good enough to be filler on day one. Drew McIntyre against Madcap Moss.
So I'm assuming this was meant to be Drew McIntyre and Jeff Hardy versus Corbin and Moss when it was first put together. A couple of that feud was kind of put together probably a couple of months ago, or at least said, okay, maybe we'll lead to this.
Either that, or it was meant to be Drew McIntyre versus Jeff Hardy. Winner gets title shot at the Royal Rumble.
I could see that being the case, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, that's put a spanner in it, and they decided to go with Moss instead of Corbin. Not that I'm complaining either way, because, Corbin is the better worker out of the two of them, so it probably would have been the better match, him against McIntyre. I don't know why they're stalling on that one, or why they feel like they should do that on a different show, but oh well.
I mean, it seems like the obvious thing is it's either McIntyre wins and they do the whole Corbin match on SmackDown leading up to Royal Rumble, or they do the match at Royal Rumble. But it's like we're getting McIntyre versus Corbin at some point in January.
And we're getting McIntyre. I assume this is a quick win for McIntyre, and he's on his way to a match with Roman, if not at the Rumble, at WrestleMania.
I still don't think that the WrestleMania thing is going to come in. I still think that they just are 100% going with Brock. But I think McIntyre
is a sleeper pick for the outside, like a 3-way or something.
It might be, yeah. Maybe that's what their plan is. Do a McIntyre match on the road to WrestleMania, then do a 3-way. God, I really hope that they don't do some kind of weird thing where McIntyre turns heel and gets involved in the Reigns and Lesnar match here. That'd be so stupid. But the other alternative is that they just have Moss win from a distraction from Corbin, and then that sets up the same exact thing where it's McIntyre against Corbin. It's all leading in the same direction. McIntyre wins, or he wins against Corbin, or both.
Yeah, I always loved it. The real booking of a strong babyface, having them lose to a distraction to a guy who's much lower on their level.
Yeah.
And then you get the heat back by having them beat that guy, and then the guy who caused the distraction, and then it's all good, apparently. No, McIntyre should just win this. Even if Drew McIntyre does get distracted, he should still win this match. So, yeah. McIntyre beats Moss, eventually beats Corbin, gets a title match. That's bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
That's what Tony D'Angelo would say. How are we feeling about Liv Morgan? You think there's any chance at all she beats Becky Lynch? Because I don't.
Unless they just want to drop it right back at the Royal Rumble. Otherwise...
Yeah, the only reason they do...
Go ahead.
The only reason they do it is for... not shock value, per se, but just
to say Liv did it.
Yeah. Should be a paper champion if she won. It would be very, very I would say underwhelming, but it's just, okay, good moment for Liv. Liv gets to be etched in history, blah, 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 blah. But you know that she wouldn't hold it for very long, and she won't go down in history as a memorable women's champion if she does win. But the best bet is just to have Becky win and have Rhea Ripley win the Royal Rumble and just head in that direction.
You think
I still think that's Sasha or Bayley, but we'll get there.
You think if Liv Morgan wins it here and she drops it at Royal Rumble, that she's a paper champion because she's between pay-per-views?
We want to make this quick, Tony. Move on.
It's not going to be quick enough to dissuade me from saying these terrible jokes. Yeah,
but
I think it's 100% Becky Lynch retaining here. I don't think anybody that's on this Liv Morgan bandwagon of like, now it's the time. It's not happening, guys. If it does happen, I'm going to be incredibly shocked. It could be kind of cool, but it's not happening.
I still think there's a chance of it happening just because they can do what they want with the belts, and they could have Becky win it, either the Royal Rumble or win it the next night back on Raw. They can. At the end of the day, I think people just want Liv to hold the title for the sake of holding it.
Like Big E.
Yeah, so they might just do it for the sake of trying to satiate them for that one moment. Just give those people that are just those dedicated stans who always just like, who would seemingly kiss the ground in a pandemic that Liv Morgan walks on from one side of from one arena to the next if they had the opportunity, can just get this chance to just bask a little bit of glory before they lose the title and just says, damn, but our girl did it and she's going to do it again one day, rather than them just because they want to piss people off saying, we gave her the title and then we had her lose it the very next night because that's what we think of you.
I'll tell you, if I was going to book a scenario like that, like if WWE said, our plan is to do something along those lines, what do you want to bring to the table, Tony? I'd probably say, all right, Liv wins the match here by doing the exact same move that Becky did, that like holding the ropes type thing. So that way Becky can bitch and complain, you didn't actually beat me or whatever. And it's like the hypocrisy angle of like, well, you did that to beat me. I did it to beat you. We're even Steven. That counts. And she's like, no, I can't lose the title like that. And then you set up a rematch at Royal Rumble and Becky wins it back. And it's like some kind of a gimmick match, like a no DQ or something. That's probably where I would go. But I'd be like, but I don't think we should do that, guys. I think we should actually plan out what we're going to do for Mania and work backwards. And then they'd be like, fuck all that. That makes sense. Speaking of a future thing, though, that I do think is heading in this direction. And if it doesn't, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Maurice has to cost Edge this match so that they can do a mixed tag team with Beth Phoenix and Edge against Miz and Maurice, right?
That would make a lot of sense, yes.
Like, if they don't, what the hell? Beth is not on commentary anymore. Maurice is out there. Like, that's the thing.
So I just want to stop you there. If they do that, what the hell? Because in total, what the fuck is Edge doing feuding with The Miz?
I don't think it's bad.
You're fucking insane, and everyone else thinks it as well. I'm going to put this out here. And I don't care if people are annoyed at me for saying this or not. If you are happy about this feud taking place, or you think this feud is okay or fine taking place, I hope Edge tears his fucking cord in this match and you never see him wrestle again, because you fucking deserve it.
What's wrong with a one-off 1 month thing at Royal Rumble time frame with The Miz?
As Rob has said before, we take wrestlers for granted and their time is limited. Why is he waste his time facing someone who he's faced before in his first run, who is not a very good wrestler in general anyway, or not someone who anyone wants to see Edge face? It's just a case of he could just have just some accidental error and just get injured in like the match with Randy Orton. Randy Orton's one of the safest workers out there, and he got injured in that match and was out for the rest of the year. That could happen in this match just through some freak accident. And then we missed the opportunity of him having matches with AJ Styles or Kevin Owens or something like that. It's like, why are you wasting time having a feud with The Miz just so you can get to a fucking mixed tag team match with Beth Phoenix and Maurice? Who the fuck cares?
I could see why they're doing it. I don't think that's like a bigger priority than like an Owens thing, but I think that's why Owens and Edge is WrestleMania.
The Miz could be doing loads of other stuff. Edge could be doing loads of other stuff. Like, Edge could be having a feud right now with... This could be, if you're building up to the match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, this is when you could have done something with AJ Styles and used that as a catalyst to the whole AJ Styles and Omos breakup thing afterwards. You could have him have a feud with, I don't know, just look down the list of people and just find basically anyone else that I'd rather see him have a match with against than The Miz. Even Ziggler, he's always had Ziggler in the past, but Ziggler would be a better match at the very least. He could feud with Damian Priest over the United States Championship. He could be facing, I don't know, Apollo Crews needs something to do, or Austin Theory could be the next legend that he targets, or something like that. Basically, there's
try to think of it this way:
a dozen other options. I just don't want. I don't want him wasting his time, because you're going to have this match, and as you say, it's going to lead to something happening where it ends up in a mixed tag team match. That's 2 matches that I couldn't give an absolute flying fuck about that he's going to have in the next month or so.
I love this, and I don't want to cut this short, but Callum's right. The match will be fine. I am of the warped mindset that this has to be something he had in his mind 10 years ago, and he's just doing it now.
See, I think it's because he wants that mixed tag match with Beth, and that's his priority. So at that point,
I think he finds somebody else to do it with.
Well, who else? That's the question that I've got. Who else do you do a mixed tag match with other than Miz and Maurice?
Fucking Becky and Rollins.
Yeah, you could have done it with Becky and Rollins. That would have been...
If they would have gone back and done that, they could have done that.
A much better match.
Yeah, it was just a case of I know he probably wants to do this mixed tag with Beth, and that's a cool moment for him, and I'm kind of okay with that concept. But it's just a case of I don't want to fucking watch it. It's just it's selfish. Oh, okay, he gets that nice thing, nice gold clap. How about I actually want to watch something that fucking entertains me? That's kind of all I'm kind of in this for. I don't give a flying fuck if Edge wants to tag with wife. I don't give a flying fuck. It's not going to entertain me, so why do I care?
I'm looking at the roster right now. I can't think of anybody else who actually would make a pair for that.
The correct answer is the man that broke into their house, Tony.
But outside of the Rollins thing, if you do past that, there isn't anybody.
Then I don't want them to do this mixed tag match then. I'd rather Edge... I want Edge to have matches with people that I want to see him fight. That's kind of what the fandom is. And people can say that, that's sport. God, it's being a fan is now, an offensive thing nowadays. It's I'm going to shit all over this because it's something that I don't want to see. The match is just going to be there. It's going to be a 2.5... 2.5 star match. Just Miz is fine. Edge is a much better wrestler, and Edge will carry this to being something good. And then it will cause some sort of... Either Edge will win, and then Miz will attack him afterwards, and this will lead to 3 more weeks of pointless television before the Royal Rumble. And then we can move on past it. He can get this little fever dream out of his head and hopefully move on to something decent. But by that point in time, he could have twisted his ankle or something and just be out of WrestleMania in general. Just I don't... The reason why I get so pissed off about it is the fact that, as Rob has pointed out multiple times, these wrestlers' time is finite. And especially with someone like Edge, who has had to come back from a seemingly career-ending neck injury, his time is even more finite than most.
And then immediately got a torn tricep.
Yeah, he's already suffered from this by having a repetitive feud with Randy Orton that he could have just had a one-off match with. Again, it's costing him time to do these things that, whether the only reason he wants to do it is to have this this mixed tag team match with Beth. It's find someone from NXT to do it with. Or better yet, just have Beth come back out of retirement and do her own thing.
I'm kind of curious if this is a scenario, just to see what your ideas would be. You got Edge and Beth, and let's just say you work in a scenario where Beth wants to work opposite Natty. Who would you pair with Natty to go up against Edge?
Bring TJ back. There is nobody else.
If
assuming he probably... Yeah, I would just assume he wouldn't be able to.
I'd find some way to get her paired up with... oh God, who's a good heel on the other side of things? Sheamus would be fine. Sheamus would be fine.
Pair with Dolph.
Yeah, Dolph.
Pair with Dolph. Dolph
Yeah.
can have a good match. Like,
Yeah, I'm just looking at people that would just have a better match than The Miz. So you've got like Sheamus would be fine, Sami Zayn would be fine. Yeah, Sammy would be awesome.
Sami Zayn
He's
and Natalya
not wrestled
probably
Sammy
have
before.
fun.
Mustafa Ali, he's not wrestled him before, so that would be fun. Just again, I want to see. I'm not
Anybody
saying he
but
needs
The
to.
Miz.
It's not the case of just anybody that Miz, just anybody who hasn't wrestled before. I want to see something different.
Hopefully you'll see that coming soon.
Yeah, but that's hopefully at this point.
Right.
It's just a case of why risk it? Why not make this?
So far, to play devil's advocate, his only new match has really been with Rollins and the one-off with Roman.
Had he done anything with Bryan?
Well, he didn't fight Bryan.
We had him at WrestleMania.
He had through a dance, but he never had a match with Bryan.
And you got the Roman thing.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's been mostly Roman and Rollins as far as singles matches.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the other people that he's had matches with. So he's had matches with one of the Usos.
Oh, right. And then the one Uso, because the other guy was Randy. And that was it.
Yeah, it's just look at all these ones. So he fought Kevin Owens in a steel cage match on the WWE live event in Madison Square Garden.
Because that was supposed to be Big E, but he's out for mysterious reasons.
It's just case, that match happened at a fucking house show, and I'm coming to watch Edge versus The Miz.
Well, I think that we all agree that that's probably heading in that direction, and The Miz probably wins this match.
Yeah,
I do think that the Kevin Owens thing that they slotted him in there with that Edge house show, in part because they want to test out to see what happens at Mania, which brings us into this thing.
Because Edge wanted to do it, one, and Edge wanted to work the Garden, two, and they needed a guy. But I'm sure it'll be a great match at Mania if they do that.
Out of the Fatal 4-Way, because this is all over the place. This started out as just Rollins, and then it became Rollins and Owens, and then it became Lashley, and then it was, Owens is probably going to leave in January, and then he resigns. I've gone from Big E definitely retains to I kind of think Owens might win, but then I'm like, now Lashley's kind of a babyface in some ways, and Rollins is going to turn babyface at some point too, and what are these guys doing for Mania? I don't think that WWE has any plans whatsoever to do with this title.
It's Lashley or it's Owens, and I'm going Lashley with me thinking delusionally that this is the one way we're going to finally get Lashley and Lesnar.
Well, the thing is, they wouldn't do that though, because Lashley's babyface and Lesnar's babyface.
Lashley can do whatever he wants. They reunite the Hurt Business every other week.
I guess so, but if I'm looking at these four right now, I think my clear favorite is Rollins.
Huh.
I think that Owens is going to have the match with Edge, and I don't think that needs the title involved because I just don't think that they're going to do Edge against Owens for the title. I think they would just have that as a match.
Just a grudge match, right?
Yeah, on the show, because you don't need anything more than that. I think Lashley's going babyface, and I think he'll take on someone else. I don't know who necessarily, but I think that they could do some sort of stupid thing where whoever MVP chooses next, it's going to be fucking Lashley against Omos, isn't it?
Oh, move on. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to dissect it, but he's probably right. I'll get back to it later.
And then Seth is going to win the title, and I think he's going to face Big E for the title at WrestleMania.
Oh.
All right.
That's kind of everything I've got.
I like happy things, so I'm going to say Lashley.
Well, I'm looking at the Raw roster right now, and I'm thinking it's Riddle and Orton in a match. Okay, we know that. I'm still kind of assuming Damian Priest is going to be in the United States title picture. He'll probably be defending it. I don't know against who. Maybe Austin Theory? I don't know. Maybe he's heel. Maybe he goes up against Finn Balor. That could make sense to me. Like a heel Damian Priest against Finn Balor. I could see that being the case. I just don't know about the AJ Styles. He's a babyface now. Who's he go up against? Is it AJ against Rollins for the title?
I'd watch it.
Is it Lashley against I don't know, Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz or something for, or God, is it Bobby Lashley against Veer Mahan for all we know?
We don't We don't even know if AJ's going to NXT now.
It could be that. I mean, yeah, they could even play.
He might be an NXT superstar for the rest of, not for the rest of his career, but like for the next couple of months or so.
I don't have a whole lot of faith that Big E's walking into Mania as champion, and even though that there's a possibility, I have nobody in mind that I think that Big E against makes sense for WrestleMania.
If they drag it out, it's going to be Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that. That might just be their game plan.
Yeah, that's the match that he wants, and because he wants it, we must want it as well.
Well, I mean,
that's the way it works, right?
A little bit of that sway. You never know.
Goldberg. Just have him do that the whole time.
Yeah.
I do think that we're going to see, for instance, like Gable Steveson will do something at WrestleMania, but I don't think that they're going to be pushing him to like the championship quite yet.
You don't think that would be possible? That if, like, first night he wins the United States Championship from some heel?
It could be, but I don't think that WWE Championship at the very least. To not be like, okay, well, let's give it to Bobby Lashley and have Bobby Lashley against Gable Steveson. You know what I mean? There's a possibility of that, because maybe they do want to do something along those lines just to get people talking, but I don't know, man. This one, more than any, I'm just like, I got a feeling that they don't know what they're doing and they're going to do something random as fuck. But I'm going to stick Big E as the winner for right now, just because I flip a coin and it's a 4 option thing with 2 sides. None of it makes sense. You know?
I'm going Lashley.
Going Rollins.
And it's so funny because it's like, if I don't go Big E, I go Owens. So it's we are in a good position now.
It's all over the place, this one, yeah.
Anything could happen.
At least it's unpredictable, so it should be fun in that regard.
So you think that Lashley's going to win and they're going to do something with Lesnar, right, Rob?
Correct.
Do you think that that's going to factor into the Roman Reigns match? Like, is it going to be that Lashley costs Lesnar the match?
No, I just think Lesnar's a free agent and he'll win the Royal Rumble and he'll fight Lashley.
I am thinking, as far as this Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match, if the reports are true, which sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, you got to take it with a grain of salt. The rumors and scuttlebutt and whatever is something big, quote unquote, is going to happen that is going to get people to want to sit through 4 months of waiting until a rematch at WrestleMania.
No, hold on. That's not a report. Dave Meltzer thinks that's what's going to happen. That's not a report.
That's what I'm saying. It's the rumors, scuttlebutt, that kind of thing.
With it. I kind of.
Yeah, sure, I can go along with it as well. I just want to make it clear that's not a report.
No, it's not a report. It's an opinion. But it's an opinion I can get behind. It's an opinion that I think is steeped in enough, grounded enough reality.
I think Heyman swerves Lesnar. I think Lesnar gets mad, wins the Rumble. I think that they're going to make you think it's Lesnar Roman, and I don't think they're going to do it.
Why? Let me just, I want to put this out here, and I want you to answer honestly. What, outside the fact that you want to see Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, makes you think that that's what they're going to do?
What makes you think that they're going to do Lesnar and Lashley?
Yeah, beyond the fact that you want that to happen.
Oh, nothing. Absolutely.
Okay, that's okay. As long as we have that that grounding in place.
I don't think that they're. I do think that they probably think Roman and McIntyre is the WrestleMania main event.
I think they think that as well, but I feel like they're going to go. I'm firmly in the camp along with Tony, thinking that they're going to do some sort of not non-finish, but some sort of situation here. I can imagine them doing the fucking ring explosion superplex spot.
Oh, fuck you.
I could definitely see that happening in this. Or, as Rob says, you could have Heyman feel like he's going to join up with Brock, but he's actually going to, that he turns on Brock and realigns with Roman. It was the whole master plan. Then Brock wins the Royal Rumble, and that you lead it to WrestleMania from there. That's all that I'm kind of thinking of at this point in time. That's
pretty much what I'm going with. I think
that I don't know what the result of this match is then.
I think
there's a no contest. I think either way, it's a no contest. But I think Heyman is firmly still aligned with Roman.
I think that the best way of wording it is, I think Roman Reigns retains.
Yeah.
He could lose by DQ. It could be a no contest. He could win the match. I don't think Lesnar actually wins the championship, even if he wins by count out or something like that. And because here's the thing is like, I'm going to steal Rob's line. Here's the thing. Are they setting this up with the idea of you all know what happens because you're all wrestling fans and you've seen it before, so we need to do something different? Or are they setting it up with the who fucking cares if you know what's going to happen? This is the story we're telling, and the brand new fans will be surprised. Because if it's one or the other, it could go in some other directions. The simplest thing is you think Paul Heyman is on the Brock Lesnar side. Haha, we got you. He actually is still on the Roman Reigns side. But the other way of doing it, if you really want to swerve like the wrestling fans who know that that's coming, is to be like, no, Paul Heyman actually is on the Brock Lesnar side, but something fucking else happens. And I don't want this to happen, but it's a possibility. Just if they wanted to go with like a shocking thing, they could kind of do both, where they end up doing something like Roman Reigns is still with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is going to make it seem like he is on the pro Brock Lesnar side, but then, oh man, he's going to hit Brock with the championship, and Brock ducks, and he hits Roman. And then Roman gets pinned, loses the title, and the big angle is Paul Heyman just fucked up. And the ruse was like a double blind kind of thing. I don't think that's happening, for the record. But like, they could have a philosophy of something kind of haphazard and crazy like that. If this whole big angle, blah, blah type thing could be the case, they could just be like, let's throw shit at the wall and get people talking. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad. It doesn't matter if it ruins his title reign. It doesn't matter. We just want to get people to tune in to Raw. I'm scared. Because I don't want Roman Reigns to lose this title. And I don't want Roman Reigns to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I'm like, shit, I highly doubt I'm ending day one feeling happy about it.
No, but I definitely think that either way, they're going to know what they want for WrestleMania by the end of this show.
Yeah, I think it won't be a show that I think will live super long in the memory, but I'm kind of interested to see how it turns out, because of the fact that this seems to be like Nick Khan's like baby. He's worked on this for a while, and this is like the big thing that he wanted to get going. So I imagine they'll throw maybe a few bells and whistles into this thing as well, just to try and make it as big as possible, because he's got a vested interest in it.
Maybe it'll be cut by a budget thing for next year. Since then, at the beginning of this, by the way, Britt Baker has tweeted out a picture of Toni Storm.
Yep.
And it seems like Toni Storm might have requested her release.
That seems to be part of the thing.
It seems to definitely be what we're doing here. Toni Storm's, it's not a budget cut thing, which is important.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I don't blame her. Do not blame her. She's in her mid-20s and she's got a huge amount of potential and opportunity, and the company kind of pretty much wasted her since she's come to America in particular. Basically anything that she's done since she lost the NXT UK Women's Championship has been pretty much just a mixture of a stall and very little creatively fulfilling. So don't blame her.
You know what I would really like? We were talking about things for the new year. Whether it's WWE day one or if it's January 2nd or whatever. I really want stability.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to be chasing that elusive stability.
Yeah.
Throughout
like,
most of 2021.
A couple months ago, I had no plans on December 29th being when we would release the end of the year awards and talk about a pay-per-view and a release of somebody like a Toni Storm. I want to be able to like plan this shit out better and have it just work and not be like crazy. So I hope day one goes down, and if it's crazy, I hope that it's crazy good and crazy interesting, and not like, well, God damn it, I've got 100 things I have to change, and it's all chaos. And then you get like on January 1st, a post show of me being like, well, God damn it, motherfucker. Like, just kind of like, whatever happens, I guess. I don't know.
We'll be here to talk about it, and that's the important thing.
We will. And, you know, who knows? Half of these matches might not even happen on day one. And we might be talking about this on day one itself and just go, that main event of T-Bar against Flash Morgan Webster. Man, what a match.
I hate it.
Any other last thoughts you guys have for day one and or these kind of semi-hot tags?
I'm cautiously optimistic about what happens moving forward, but I think it should at least be a fun show.
Fuck the Miz.
I love you, Miz.
I love this Callum. Like, I was not expecting this. Oh yeah, we can knock this out in 25 minutes. Fuck the Miz. Okay.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, you know how it goes. Drop a comment below. Hit the subscribe button. Tell us your thoughts. Hit the like button. Pass things around. Keep yourself tuned in to smarkoutmoment.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at smarkoutmoment. Follow everything on the channel itself by subscribing. Follow the stuff on fanboysanonymous.com, over on fanboysanonymous.com, and the channel, of course, on YouTube and whatnot. Follow what I've got going outside of that at Tony Mango. Check out the TeePublic and Redbubble for the merchandise shops. Hit us up on the Patreon. Click the join only members stuff, whatever, I don't know, blah blah, on YouTube. Check out what these guys have going on as well. We've plugged up Fightful already, but we might as well plug them again. Fightful might be breaking some other stuff, and Rob will be on that case.
Definitely be checking out Fightful.com and Fightful Select. Because sometimes you get surprised in the middle of a podcast. Hey, Tony Storm's got released. So stay tuned to what Sean Ross Sapp has going on over there, and myself as well. And you can follow me everywhere on social media at DudeFelice.
You can follow me on Twitter at Weekmeister14. Check out all the stuff on the smarkoutmoment.com website. Every single weekly article and extra article you can put up there as well. If you're interested to start off the new year listening to some retro content, there's always 2001 Wrestling Odyssey and the Paul Heyman SmackDown podcast. And yeah, that's it from me.
That's going to be it for all of us. Happy New Year, hopefully. Have a nice couple of days. Stay safe. Probably don't go out because of the way that the world is these days, but I'm not going to tell you what you do. And, you know, stick around on Saturday night. And we'll see you there, everybody. Check back on that whole list of the end of the year award stuff if you haven't done that already. Real fun stuff there. And I don't know. No more hot tags for the end of this week. That's it. That's your hot tags. But adios for now, everybody. We will see you next time. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we are being counted out.